guys, so with all the AI hype right now, I wanted to try something. What can you actually build for under 10 bucks a month? No subscription, no API key, no per message billing. Your own AI assistant running your own model on your own server. And thanks to Hostinger for supporting this video. I like having things under my control, and right now most of the AI we use lives on someone else's machine, somewhere I can't see, doing something with my data I can't verify, which most of the time is fine, until you're pasting client code into a chat window or alpha business plan and you realize you have absolutely no idea where that just went. The other thing is the bill. I use this stuff constantly, writing, refactoring, debugging, drafting scripts, and every month I pay for the privilege and the price goes up the more useful it gets. So the question I had was, how much of that could I just run myself? So here's the plan. I want a model running somewhere that isn't my laptop, because a laptop gets closed and I want this thing available from my phone at 2 in the afternoon when I'm sitting somewhere like this, which means a server, a small one, something I can SSH into, install what I want and forget about. And 2 pieces of software, one to actually run the model and one to give me a chat interface in the browser. Both of them free. Both open source, both running in Docker. That's it. That's the whole build. So this is Hostinger's VPS page, and the reason I'm on a VPS and not shared hosting is simple. I get root access, it's my machine, I install what I want, nothing's locked down. The plan I'm going with is KVM2, 2 CPU cores, 8 gigs of RAM, 100 gigs of storage. That's the one they recommend, and honestly it's the right size for this. You'll see why later when we look at what the model actually needs. Pick the 12-month option. The monthly price drops a lot compared to paying month to month, about $9 a month as I record this. And at checkout, my code DanielAera takes another 10% off. That plus the link are in description. Something I've been thinking about a lot lately, data sovereignty. It's a phrase that gets thrown around at conferences and mostly means nothing. But here in Europe, it does actually mean something. Where your data physically lives, whose laws apply to it, who can legally ask for it. And I think most of us, myself included, gave up on that question that moment AI got good. You paste in a chunk of code, you paste in an email, you paste in half a contract, and you have generally no idea what happens next. Which country, which company, which retention policy you agreed to in 2019 and never read. For personal stuff, fine, whatever, but I'm a developer. Half of what I paste isn't mine to paste. That's the itch this whole thing is scratching, really. Not saving money, although we'll get to that, just knowing. Right, the server's running Ubuntu 24 and I've got the IP and a root password from the panel. First thing, and I'm going to skip past this on screen because it's not the interesting part, but please don't skip it yourself. Make a normal user, put your SSH key on it, turn off root login, turn off password login, and switch the firewall on. 4 commands, they're all in the description. It takes 30 seconds and it's the difference between having a server and having a problem. Then you're in, and from here it's the same as any other Linux box. Changed cafe again. This is the 3rd one this week, which I'm aware is becoming a personality trait. But honestly, this is the part of not having a job that I didn't expect to like. Nobody's booked a meeting in my calendar in 2 months. I work when I want, where I want, and if a build takes 40 minutes, I go for a walk instead of sitting there pretending to look busy. The other thing is that everything I build now is mine. A few months ago I was writing code that belonged to someone else. This week it's a server I own, running a model I picked, doing what I want with it. Small thing, but it changes how it feels to open the laptop. Speaking of which, the server's sitting there doing nothing. Let's put something on it, which means Docker. Docker first. Grab the install script and run it. Then add yourself to the Docker group. This is the one everybody forgets and then wonders why every command needs sudo. New shell so the group takes effect and check the version. That's the Docker one. Okay, so folder. Nothing fancy, just somewhere to put 2 files. First one's the compose file. 3 things in here, Ollama, that's what actually runs the model. Then open WebUI, that's the chat part, the bit that makes it feel like a real thing instead of a terminal. And Caddy file at the bottom. For Caddy file, it's 2 lines, my domain, where to send the traffic, that's it. I kept expecting there to be more. And then one command, docker compose app-d, that's the whole thing. Right, so that's up and running, and honestly I expected to spend the afternoon on this. I'd blocked out the whole day. It took about 20 minutes, which left me with a coffee and nothing to do, which is a nice problem. And I've been thinking about why this felt so easy. It's not that I've gotten better, it's that this whole space has quietly matured. A few years ago, running a model locally meant compiling something, hunting down CUDA versions, giving up around midnight. Now it's a container, same file, same command, works on my laptop, works on this server, works on yours. The tools stopped being the hard part, which means the only real decision left is what you actually want to run on it. And that's the next big, because there is a whole catalog of these models. They're all free and they are absolutely not all the same. Let's go pick one and get it talking. So Llama 3.2, 3 billion parameters, 2 gigs, and that number matters way more than I thought it would, because everything here runs on CPU. There is no GPU on this plan. Pick something bigger and you'll find out the hard way, which, spoiler, I did. Then open the domain in a browser, and there it is, proper HTTPS, no port number, looks like an actual product. First thing it asks for is an account. And this bit's important. Whoever registers first becomes the admin, so do it immediately. Don't leave it sitting there while you go make a coffee, because this thing is on the public internet, and it got scanned within about 10 seconds of me opening the port. Once you're in, turn signs ups off. Then pick your model from the dropdown, and that's it. So I threw some real Java at it, a Spring service, transactional on the method, and inside it, after the save, a call out to send a confirmation email. And it caught both things. First, the email sent is inside the transaction boundary, so if the email server is slow, your database transaction is sitting there open, holding locks, waiting on something that has nothing to do with the database. And second, the dependencies are field injected. Told me to move to constructor injection so the fields can be final and the class is testable without spinning up Spring. Both correct, both exactly what you say in a code review on a day when you were paying attention. 4 seconds on a $9 server. Quick thing before I let you go, the MacBook M5 long-term review, the 8 months one did numbers I generally wasn't expecting. 13,000 views in the first week, which for a channel this size is a lot. And more than the views, the comments were good, actually useful. People pushing back on things, people adding stuff I'd missed. A few of you telling me I was flat out wrong about the base model, which fair. That's the kind of feedback that makes the next video better, so thank you, seriously. As for this one, I've got an AI assistant running on a server in Frankfurt for $9 a month. And everything I type into it stays on a machine I control, under laws I can actually read. That's the part I keep coming back to. Not the money, although the money is nice. It's that I know where it is. I'm not going to replace the big models for the hard stuff, but for the 50 small questions a day, it's mine. And that turns out to matter more than I expected when I started. Anyway, it's raining, which in Geneva means it'll be raining until March. I've made my peace with it. Everything I built is in the description, the compose file, the config, all of it. Go build something, tell me what you made, see you next week.